Hello students, welcome back. When we plan for a pleasure trip, we first inquire about the weather conditions of the place we intend to visit. You all might be cricket or football lovers. Have you ever noticed before planning a tournament, the organizers discuss about the weather conditions, right? We need all these kinds of planning to find an appropriate season to plan a tournament, as weather can adversely affect a game or any function that we plan in our home, or in other words we can say weather affects our daily life. In this video, let's learn more about weather. Daily weather reports appear on newspapers and on television channels. Weather reports are prepared by the meteorological department of the government. Weather report includes the temperature, rainfall and humidity of a place of past 24 hours. Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the air. As water vapor is in the gaseous form, we cannot see it with our naked eye. Humidity is an indicator of the likelihood of rain, dew or fog. Rainfall is measured by using an apparatus called a rain gauge. Rain gauge is a cylindrical apparatus with a funnel. Most modern rain gauges measure the precipitation in millimeters in height of rain collected in a certain period of time. Weather changes from day to day. Even weather vary in a short period of time. It happens that in the morning it is sunny and then suddenly the clouds appear and it starts raining. A heavy rain can stop suddenly and in another few minutes sun shines. The weather changes in a short period of time. The minimum and maximum temperature of a place might be same for a couple of days, but there is considerable variation of these parameters over a week. The day-to-day condition of the atmosphere in a place with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, etc. is called the weather at that place. We already discussed that the weather changes in a short period of time. The temperature, rainfall, humidity, wind speed, etc. are called the elements of the weather. Weather is a combination of all these elements. The maximum and minimum temperature of a place is read by using maximum and minimum thermometers. Here you can see a place records on Sunday the maximum temperature as 23 degrees Celsius and minimum as 13 degrees Celsius. On Monday, the maximum temperature is 24 degrees Celsius and minimum is 17 degrees Celsius. They are used to record the maximum and minimum temperature over a short period of time. Say for example 24 hours. The maximum and minimum thermometers are used to record the extreme temperature of a place. The maximum temperature occurs in afternoon and minimum temperature occurs in early mornings. We know that we get heat and light from the sun. Sun rises in the morning and after that it starts to heat the earth's surface. At noon, sun reaches the highest point and this angle allows the maximum heat to reach us. This is the reason why afternoon records the maximum temperature. This same reason is behind the fact that in summer we feel miserable in afternoon and in early mornings we feel comfortable. During winter, the sun rises late and sets early. Because of this, during winter, the days are short and nights are longer. The reason behind the short daytime is that the earth spins on its axis which is tilted. Earth's region which are tilted away from the sun have winter season. Northern half tilts away from the sun and southern half faces towards the sun. That is why the days started to get shorter for the northern hemisphere but longer for the other half of the earth. We learned that weather is the state of atmosphere for a short period of time. Meteorologists preserve these weather reports for longer times. For decades, they preserve these reports, and these reports help them to identify the climate of a particular place. The average weather pattern taken over a long period, say for example 25 years, is called the climate of a place. If we observe a place records high temperatures for most of the time, then the climate of that place is hot. If a place receives rainfall for most of the time, then the climate of that place is wet. For example, Rajasthan records high temperature for most of the time and receives a little bit of rain. Then we can conclude that the climate of Rajasthan is hot and dry. Till now, we learned about the weather and climate. Now, let's understand how the animals survive in these areas which are extremely cold and hot. Are you familiar with the term adaptations? Adaptations are the physical and behavioral characteristics of animals which help the animal to survive in the surrounding environment. Animals get these kinds of adaptations as a result of evolution. These adaptations protect the animals against extreme heat or cold. Let's learn about the adaptations of animals living in polar regions. First, let's learn about what are polar regions. Polar regions are around the north and south pole. Here you can see this is the axis of Earth which is tilted, and this is the equator. And here you can see this is North Pole and this is South Pole. The polar regions are covered with ice and very cold most times of the year. The reason is that they get very little direct sunlight. We know that the earth rotates around the sun, but the sun doesn't reach all parts of the earth in the same way. The area around Earth's equator, this is the equator, gets a lot of sunlight in a small area. But sunlight hits the polar regions at a shallow angle. This means the same amount of sunlight spreads out over a large area. Hence, the temperature of polar regions will be low. The average temperature of North Pole in summer is 0 degrees Celsius and that of South Pole is minus 28 degrees Celsius. The temperature falls far below these levels during winter. Examples of places in North Pole are Canada and Greenland, and Antarctica is situated in the South Pole. Let's find out the adaptations of animals which live in these polar regions. Examples of animals that living in polar regions are polar bears, penguins, many types of fishes, musk oxen, reindeer, fox, seal, whales, etc. Let's learn about the adaptations of polar bear. Polar bear has white fur. White fur is barely visible in the midst of snow and will help them to escape from the predators. At the same time, the white fur helps them to catch the prey as the prey cannot realize their presence. There is two layers of fur. It protects them from the extreme cold. A layer of fat is present under the skin. The fat under the skin acts as an insulator which will not allow the heat from the body to escape outside. They move very slowly and often rest to avoid getting overheated. Their paws are white and large. This helps them to swim, and also the curved and sharp claws help them to walk on ice. They have a strong sense of smell. This helps them to catch the prey. Polar bears are carnivorous animals. They feed on seals and fishes, etc. They can close their nostrils underwater and can remain underwater for longer durations. Another animal which lives in polar region is penguin. Penguins have white color like that of bears. and this color merges with the color of snow and helps them to escape from the predators. They have thick skin and fat under the skin which help them to survive in extreme cold and temperatures. You might have noticed that the penguins are always huddled together. This will keep them warm. They eat different types of small fishes, squid, and shrimp like animals. Their streamlined bodies and webbed feet help them to swim in water and catch the prey. Now let's learn about the birds which are seen in polar regions. The birds in polar regions migrate to warmer places during winter and come back to the polar regions once the winter is over. Arctic tern is a migratory bird which flies annually between the northern and southern hemispheres. These birds make a remarkable return trip of around 44,000 miles each year. Now let's learn about the adaptations of animals which live in tropical rainforest. Thick forests found in wet areas of the world are called rainforest. Thick forest in wet areas, they are called the rainforest. Tropical rainforests are found in the equator region where the climate is hot and wet. Even in the coldest month, the temperature is generally higher than 15 degrees Celsius. During summer, the temperature goes above 40 degrees Celsius. They are found in parts of the tropics that get more than 70 inches of rain each year. They can be found in Central and South America, Western and Central Africa, Western India, Southeast Asia, the island of New Guinea, and Australia. The major types of animals that live in this area are monkeys, apes, gorillas, tigers, elephants, leopards, lizards, snakes, birds, insects, etc. We just learned that the climate in tropical rainforest is hot and humid. Let's see what are the adaptations of the animals in these areas. The climatic conditions in rainforest are suitable for many animals. For this reason, there is intense competition of shelter and food. Many animals are adapted to live on trees. Red-eyed frog has a sticky pad on its feet that helps to climb the trees. Monkeys have long tails to catch the branches. As there is more competition for food, some animals are adapted to get food which is not easily available. Such a kind of adaptation can be found in bird toucan. Toucan bird has a long, large beak which will help them to reach the fruits on branches. Some animals have strong hearing and eyesight. Not only that, their skin color helps them to merge into the color of the surroundings, which helps them to escape from the predators. The lion-tailed macaque lives in the rainforest of Western Ghats. One of the main features of them is the silver-white mane. This is the silver-white mane. These silver manes help to keep off the rain out during the monsoons. It is a good climber and spends most of its life on trees. They feed on fruits, leaves, stems, buds, flowers, and small insects under the bark of trees. Elephants have a trunk which is a modified nose and hence they have a strong sense of smell. Tusks are modified teeth with which they tear the bark of trees. These barks are one of the favorite foods of elephants. Big ears of elephants help the elephants to stay cool. As the ears have a lot of blood vessels near to the skin, they will help the heat to escape to the surroundings and thereby keep them cool. That's it about the chapter Weather, Climate and Adaptations of Animals to Climate. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. If you have any queries, put it in the comment box. Thank you.